Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Learn English podcast. I'm Emily.
And I'm Alex. It's wonderful to be with you all today for another discussion.
Today, Alex, we're tackling a cornerstone of language learning, vocabulary. We all know it's important, but building a rich and usable vocabulary can sometimes feel like a daunting task, can't it?
Absolutely, Emily. I think many learners, myself included at times, have fallen into the trap of just trying to memorize long lists of words, hoping they'll stick. But often, that doesn't translate into actually being able to use those words confidently in a conversation.
That's a really common experience, Alex, and it highlights a key point. It's not just about the quantity of words you know, but the quality of your understanding and your ability to recall and use them in context. So, today, we want to explore some smarter, more effective ways to build your English vocabulary.
I'm all for smarter ways. So if memorizing lists isn't the most effective method, what should learners focus on instead, Emily?
One of the most powerful strategies is learning words in context. Instead of isolating a word, try to encounter it and learn it as part of a sentence, a paragraph, or a real-life situation. This means engaging with authentic English materials.
Authentic materials? You mean like books, articles, podcasts, or movies?
Exactly, Alex. When you read or listen to something that genuinely interests you, you're more likely to encounter new vocabulary naturally. And when you see or hear a word used in a real sentence, you get a much better sense of its meaning, its nuances, and how it connects with other words. Don't just passively read or listen. Actively look for new words. Maybe keep a small notebook or a digital note.
That makes sense. Context gives the word life. But what about remembering those new words once you found them? Sometimes I'll look up a word, understand it in that moment, but then a few days later it's gone.
That's where active recall and usage come in. Finding the word is just the first step. The next crucial step is to use it. Try to incorporate the new word into your own speaking and writing as soon as possible. You could make your own example sentences, use it in a conversation with a language partner, or write a short paragraph about a topic using several new words.
So it's about making the words your own, not just passively recognizing them. Are there any tools or techniques that can help with this active recall process?
Definitely. Word cards, whether physical or digital using apps, can be very effective, especially if they incorporate spaced repetition systems or SRS. SRS algorithms show you words more frequently if you're struggling with them and less frequently if you know them well, which is a very efficient way to study. Also, try to learn word families. If you learn beauty, also look for beautiful, beautifully, adverb.
Ah, spaced repetition. Yes, I've heard that's very effective. And learning word families expands your vocabulary much faster than learning individual words. What about choosing which words to focus on? There are so many words in English.
That's a great question, Alex. It's wise to start with high-frequency words, the words that are used most often in daily conversation and writing. Many resources online list these. As you advance, you can focus on vocabulary specific to your interests or professional field. And don't underestimate the power of a good learner's dictionary. It won't just give you definitions, but also example sentences, common collocations, and sometimes even the etymology or origin of the word, which can be a great memory aid.
So, to recap the SMART strategies, learn words in context through reading and listening, actively use new words in speaking and writing, consider tools like SRS and word cards, learn word families, focus on high-frequency words, and utilize a good learner's dictionary. That's a solid toolkit.
It is, and my final tip, Alex, would be to make it enjoyable. Connect new vocabulary to things you're passionate about. If you love cooking, learn cooking-related terms. If you're into technology, focus on tech vocabulary. When you're interested, learning becomes less of a chore and much more effective.
Excellent advice, Emily. Learning vocabulary doesn't have to be a grind. It can be an exploration. Thanks for these insights.
You're welcome, Alex, and thank you to our listeners for joining us. We hope these tips help you unlock new words and expand your English communication skills.
That's all for today's Learn English podcast. Keep learning, keep exploring, and keep building that vocabulary.